Hey everyone, welcome back. I know it's been a while, and yep, we're starting a new series here. This mod pack, I had to make some modifications to it, but this is called Gregtech Skybound, and you have the option to play it in a normal world or stone block, but of course, we're just going to play it in the skyblock mode. So, let's just get right into it. Okay, so it appears that we are on a tree. Not really surprising, this is very similar to Sky Factory. We just start right here. So, welcome to Gregtech Skybound. This has a very similar start to like Sky Factory and all that, but of course it'll get different very quickly. This is running on 1.12, and we are playing Gregtech Community Edition Unofficial, which is probably the most polished version. Yeah, let's just get started. We have ore excavation, so I'm holding one of my left mouse buttons, and this will make the early game pretty easy, because we don't have to wait on mining all these pesky blocks. So let's just go ahead and farm up some wood real quick, and we'll be able to actually make some progress. Oh, and yeah, you can twerk up the trees. If you've ever played modded Skyblock, it should be pretty familiar. It's kind of goofy, but I like it. Now, to complete this quest, I think I just make a crafting table. And there we are, beginning. And we gotta move on to a crook. But of course, before we do that, let's just go ahead and put down our crafting table and make some slabs. What was that voice crack? Okay. And I'm just gonna go ahead and fill this chunk in, get like a nice square starter base going. And there we go. Now, really quick, I don't know why this pack came with a journey map. I don't know about you, but do we get any useful information from this map? I mean, look at this. So, let's go ahead and turn off the map. So, of course, our next order of business is to make a crook. Only problem is I used all my wood, so let's just go ahead and grow some more real quick. What I was going to say is the next order of business is to be getting some leaves, because we'll obtain some silkworms, which are very important. So, I don't like this floating up here, so let's just go ahead and get this real quick. Alright. Now, our leaves are almost done infesting. We'll just let these last few finish through so I can actually get the maximum amount of string here. And let's excavate it. Oh, we lost a little bit there, that's okay. So, now we have our silkworm quest complete. So let's go ahead and make a barrel real quick. If you've ever played X Nilo before, your barrels are very simple to understand. I mean, all you're really doing is you're composting your saplings or like any plant matter into dirt. I don't know why the barrels sound like they're made of stone when you place them down. That's kind of weird. Now that we've waited a bit of time, we got our first dirt. And the next order of business is in fact to make some sieves. And I think sieving in X Nilo you're able to do up to a 5x5. So if I just go ahead and throw these in like a pattern here. There we go. We can go ahead and throw our sieves like over here. And of course, to use these sieves, we need string meshes. So that's 29, we want 25. There we go. And it looks like to complete the quest, we need to get all of the products from sifting dirt. So I'm going to go ahead and go on a dirt grind real quick and collect some dirt. Alright, now it's gotten a little dark, and unfortunately I have no way to get torches at the moment, but really quick, I'm gonna go ahead and make a chest for my sieve, because we're gonna be getting a lot of random junk I probably won't need at the moment. Alright, let's get to it. Yeah, my inventory is almost full and I didn't even sift that much dirt. So we can go ahead and throw all of this in here. It appears we're missing a rubber tree sapling. Let's go ahead and see how rare that is. 10% chance. Well, isn't that great? I guess let's just keep going until we get it. And there we are. We filled up our 18 barrels, I believe. And I'm just going to go ahead and hope that that's enough to get one rubber tree sapling, because I have a statistical, like, what? I have like a 180% chance to get a sapling, so in theory I should get one. Yeah, there we go. Now that we got this rubber tree sapling, it actually is useful at the moment. So like, oh, maybe you can't process the rubber. Well, there's one extra use for this. And let's just go ahead and get some extra saplings so I don't run out. But what I'm talking about is when you mine the rubber tree, you get sticky resin. And you can use this sticky resin to make torches. So we'll actually be able to see. And let's just go ahead and light this up so mobs don't spawn. And now if our base gets any bigger, we shouldn't deal with any mob problems. So let's just go ahead and throw my saplings in here. Now that we've kind of completed our initial grind here, we can actually do more of these quests. So first thing I can do is, I think if you use BOGO sorter, I think by default you can press K to compress. So I don't even need to craft these. I got my cobblestone. And there we are. We got our first furnace. We'll go ahead and save the rest of this for now. And we also need to make a wooden hammer. And break down cobblestone into the 3 components you can get from it. So breaking it down, we can get gravel, sand, and dust. And one thing I do want to get right now is water. So to get our water, we simply compost saplings in an oak crucible. We'll do 3, and you'll see why in a minute. So let's just go ahead and throw our saplings in here. And that will slowly turn into water. Next order of business is indeed flint tools. So I don't know how much as cobblestone I want to turn into gravel, but I guess this is probably good enough for now. One thing I'll do immediately is I'll smelt up 5 stone, and we'll see why that's necessary in a moment. And I just need to get 2 flint. I'm very unlucky, so this might take a few tries. Yep, there we go. And while we wait for that, we can actually start doing some of our sifting quests here. I don't want to use up any of my cobble right now, but as you can see, we have some other pebbles. So let's go ahead and get our granite, diorite, and andesite. And we can break those down. And we can go ahead and sift these to get some of our Gregtech starting materials. I think that each of these give different things. So we got a little bit of copper, tin, iron, coal. And now that the stone is done, we can make a mortar. And we can use this to get some easy flint. So with our newfound flint, we can actually go ahead and make some flint tools, so I'm not just punching things with my bare hands. I didn't bother making wooden tools because they're so awful, I don't even think they're worth using. There we go. And now that our water is done, we can use this dust I made earlier to make clay. So that should finish the crucible quest. We're really blazing through these now. And with this clay, we can go ahead and make a bucket to make our infinite water source. I don't know where I want to put this. I mean, I guess I can just put it right here for now. I don't really know, because my starting island's kind of all whack right now. Come on. There we go. And with this infinite water, we can go ahead and make some more clay. But before I do that, actually, we want to look into getting ways to get easier dirt. So, easiest way I didn't know about before, this is an X dilo, and you should probably pay attention to this because it might save you a headache later. But what you can do is you can place ancient spores on a dirt block to get mycelium. I think a lot of people know that. We can go ahead and grab ourselves a barrel, chuck that on top, and put a water bucket in here. And that will slowly turn into witch water. Now that's going to take a while, so let's just go ahead and work on getting lava too. So really the only thing we need for lava is to make a crucible. And they actually made the recipe easier in this pack, I realized, because if we just go ahead and make some bricks, if you look at the recipe here, it's just bricks. You don't need any porcelain anymore, which is nice, because I don't have to make a mob farm to get the bone meal. So I guess the only thing I can do while I wait is just harvest some more wood. And what's nice about this axe is I don't have to use my hunger anymore, because this axe has tree capitator. So, no more using up my hunger. I'm tired of eating apples constantly after mining like 2 trees. It's kind of annoying. And it looks like our bricks are done, at least the ones I need. So what we can do with this is we can go ahead and, I think you can use any sort of stone to make lava, so let's just use a stone that isn't useful for me right now. I guess I'll just put the torch right here, so we can use this to make some lava. And it looks like they gave the crucible a significant buff because it already goes 3 times faster, so this lava will be produced pretty quick. It would be in my best interest to make a little more clay so I can get buckets, since whenever you move lava with a ceramic bucket, it does destroy it. So I'll just go ahead and make like 2 more buckets. I can save some of my clay. And since we're going to be waiting for a while on this lava and witch water, we may as well make a new platform. Man, this effortless building makes it really easy now that I got the hang of it. Building that extension took me like a collective 20 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and get some more torches. I think Gregtech prevents you from making charcoal in the furnace, so what I have to do is I have to just use the sticky resin for now, because I don't really have a lot of coal yet. Man, this flint axe has like no durability though, it's a shame. Oh my god, it already broke. Oh, and it looks like we got our lava, so I'm gonna just go ahead and grab that real quick. While I continue to wait for this witch water to transform, let's go ahead and make a augmented cobblestone generator design. I hope it works for witch water too, but I'm pretty sure witch water isn't flammable, so I just have to make sure it doesn't go in the void. I don't know if the quest book mentions it. Yeah, use witch water instead of lava, so it doesn't mention it, but apparently if witch water drops in the void, it summons ghasts, which is horrendous, so I gotta be very careful about that. Okay, I think here that's where I want to do this. So we need to create these sort of channels to funnel the water, because the water is actually going to be coming from up above. And if you don't know what I mean yet, I'll just go ahead and show this. I believe this cobblestone generator design, I don't know who made it, but I think I saw Chosen Architect make it. I think he said he's not the creator. I could be wrong about that though. So it might just look like I'm schizo right now, but I promise there's a reason I'm doing this. And I'll kind of relay the design to you guys once I finish this, but ideally what I'm doing... There we are. Now this is high enough. So you see we have like a 2-block space where the water kind of forms a plus on all 4 sides there. Alright. Our witch water actually finished, so... I know this won't drop into the void, because right here all the sides should be covered up, so let's just pray that this works. And look at that. You're like, oh, what just happened? So, yeah, when the witch water touches water, it makes dirt. So I set up this design because you can use it with excavate to get your dirt faster, but This flint shovel does have terrible durability, so for now I'm just gonna go ahead and use my hands. As you can probably notice, this is exponentially faster than going the sapling method of making dirt, so I'm pretty satisfied with the result here. I'll actually be able to get a decent amount of cobblestone to start this way. And then if I absolutely need a cobble gen, I can make it after this. So, time to do our first sifting montage here. Oh, things are starting to fall off the edge, and that's a good sign because that means I have a lot of pebbles. I've been sorting all the pebbles out into a separate chest now. I kind of just did that while I was waiting for the witch water. So, now what seemed like an impossible task to progress suddenly became very easy because of the witch water. And the other stuff that's important right now is the granite and the andesite, which, I mean, we didn't get a ton, but like half a stack each is pretty good. And with all this cobblestone, let's go ahead and invest in making a couple stone hammers. And we're finally ready to progress, because if you lay these stones out in clusters, you should just be able to excavate them. And if I go ahead and sift through all of this, I should get enough ores to actually start making some tools, because Gregtech requires a lot of tools. I keep stuttering because I haven't recorded in a while. We can use some of this cobblestone to make some more furnaces. I don't know if I'll need more, but this is probably fine for now. We have enough backlogged planks here that we can go ahead and do some smelting that way. I mean, like, I could smelt the gold chunk, but as it stands right now, I don't really need it, so I'll just go ahead and throw that in here. And there we go. As you see, I am obtaining quite a bit of iron, but really quick, I will need some more fuel. So I think I got some different sapling seeds. So I'll just go ahead and use the dark oak since it's so short. I can just go ahead and grow it and excavate the whole tree. If we actually have space for this, I don't even know if there's space for a dark oak tree. I might be mistaken here. Come on. Grow. There we go. And that tree yields me like 44 logs, which is perfect because that gives me enough materials to smelt a couple stacks of iron nuggets. Because I don't want to make my tools out of iron, because iron is not the most durable, so we're going to use wrought iron instead. And we're just going to go ahead and smelt up a lot of wrought iron. I'm just going to do a bit of sifting, and I'll just come back to you guys. This doesn't really need a montage, because you kind of get it. I turn the dirt into the stones by sifting it. I break down the stones and then sift them and smelt them. It's pretty streamlined, but it's a little streamlined, but it's kind of a tedious process to repeat on camera over and over, so I'll just get back. So, sifting all those blocks yielded me all of these products, which, admittedly, for how much of dirt I went through, it's a little disappointing, but my initial wrought iron did finish smelting here. So that nets me 11 wrought iron, which should give me the ability to make 1 or 2 tools. So we can go ahead and make our first Gregtech tool, which is the hammer. We need a file and a wrench and a saw, but I can only afford to make the file, so the 2-to-1 plate ratio is terrible, but that's just what I'm gonna have to deal with right now. And it is in my best interest to go ahead and make some more furnaces. It might seem like I'm getting a little absurd here, but trust me, I probably will need them, so I'll leave some room for more chests. So we're back. And yeah, I had a lot to smelt through here, so while I waited, I did do a little bit of base management and resource gathering. So I don't know if I should have turned nearly all my iron into wrought iron, but I left enough behind that I can make the one thing I need normal iron for. Buckets are double as expensive right now, but I did want to make one for lava for the future. And now we got to get our other essential tools, which I think for part 1, the other 2 I need is a saw and a wrench. Yeah, I haven't made a wrench yet, so that's 4 more plates. This is already expensive, but that's why it's good I made so much wrought iron, so I can get more durable tools to start. And there we go. And next thing we can make is a crafting station. So the other thing I gathered a lot of is wood. I did a lot of chest management here. You can see I labeled them just for like convenience. So let's go ahead and grab some of these. And we want to make a crafting station. You can press A on JEI to bookmark recipes. It's pretty useful. And I don't know how many of these I can make. It's only letting me fill one at a time. I'll do one more. I guess we can go ahead and move this furnace for now to put our crafting station down. As you can see, it has access to connected inventories, so we'll probably put stuff in there. It also looks like we got a bronze crate, so I guess we can put the bronze crate below for extra storage. We'll probably just have that for more crafting materials. Now that we have all of that sorted out, we can look into making the other tools we need to progress, which I already did the mortar, but let's go ahead and do the easy tools first. The two I know I can make right off the bat is a flint knife and a soft hammer, which can just be made out of wood. And the two metal tools I have to make aren't too bad either. I'll just go ahead and grab my wrought iron, and we'll need 5 rods, I think, and 3 plates. So we need to make 2 of these into screws. We combine these bolts back together to get those. I think the screwdriver is made something like this. Oh, it was only 1 wrought iron screw. Okay, I guess I'll have an extra screw then, which is fine. I think the recipe is something like this. Oh, wait, no, it's... Yeah, there we go. So we get some Damascus steel for that, and I think Damascus steel is just used for tools, so I'll just keep that on hand. So, now that I made all those tools, we can look into making a block breaker, because it'll allow us to set up a generator. My hope is that I'll be able to make a generator that makes copper and tin. We don't actually have enough iron for that, so when I do my next sifting run, I'll get that. But the thing we can do right now is to make a bronze to get into the steam age. So we need to break down our copper and some of our tin and mix it together. Let's just go ahead, the quest sees that. We mix it. And we have nearly a stack of bronze, which is probably a good amount to start. So we'll just go ahead and chuck that in our furnace array here. And let those smelt up. So it looks like we can also make some wooden hoppers for automation, which I am willing to do that. Yeah, 8 is probably good for now. So the stone generator will not generate GT stone, so I don't want that, because they said you could use the witch water to get like an assortment. So I think I'm just going to do one more sifting run for that. One thing I will do first, though, is I'm going to go ahead and make some clay as well. So actually, I'll do both of them. I'll do both of those things, and I'll be back. Alright. I did a little more sifting, and I got plenty of iron. So now we can look at making this block breaker. We already have 2 iron plates in here, so we only need 2 more of these. We need a wrought iron saw blade, which is 4 wrought iron plates. And there we are, block breaker. So I'm pretty sure that this block breaker works with a lever. So let's go ahead and test this out. So we can set up a new section of our base for that. I guess since stuff will be burning, we can go ahead and make like a whole platform out of cobblestone slabs. As you can see, my sifting has accumulated quite a lot here. So let's just go ahead and make a platform with cobblestone slabs. I think I'll need 8 stacks. Let's see if I can record myself placing all these down, because as you can see, it's very seamless. I can fill a fourth of a like I was saying, you can fill a fourth of the chunk from each placement here. So if I want 2 more chunks of space, I only have to do like 8 full placements here. So as I was saying, I think the block breaker works where it needs an inventory to store the blocks. So if I do something like this, yeah, so it instantly moves its output into a chest, which is very nice. I don't think chests are flammable, so my hope is that I don't need to worry about that. Now I need my lava bucket and a witch water bucket, which I do have as well. And I probably want to put this over here, like I said, so how am I going to do this? We'll probably need this elevated by 1, so we'll do this. Our lava will come from this side, so it's further away. And the witch water will come from over here. I can turn off chunk borders. I keep turning those on. I don't really need them right now. I can put torches in the corners. And I should be able to put the block breaker here. I have to make it face the other way though. I don't really know how I want this breaker to look. I'm just using chiseled stone just so I don't accidentally excavate anything while doing this. Oh my god, am I blind? I have to put the breaker here. And we can put the lever here. Yeah, that activates it. So lava here. Oh wait, I'll probably have to... Oh wait. Somehow that worked. Okay. That is... Oh my god, that is very fast. And it only gives us the blocks we need. So I could cover this up, but I do kind of like the aesthetic here, so I think I'll just leave it. Yeah, that's way faster than sifting for dirt, because whenever I sift, I always have to filter everything out, so... Yeah, if I really need more stones, I can just make more of these block breakers, but... This is definitely good enough for now. So now that I got all of that infrastructure set up, I did make some bronze earlier, and I should have made some bricks as well. Yeah, so we have enough to make 16, 20 brick blocks. So, all I need to get my first boiler is some furnaces, because the boilers require furnaces, so I'll just go ahead and make some more furnaces. And I think to make a boiler, I need 5 bronze plates, a furnace, and 2 brick blocks. So if I can find the recipe here. We got our first boiler. So that will get us into the Steam Age officially. And since I did this setup with the block breaker here, it should not be difficult to get any more bronze. So next time, we're going to go through the Steam Age chapter. I guess I can make it a priority to do 1 chapter per video, and I'll make cuts as necessary. So, yeah. I think that's how we're gonna wrap up this video here. Oop, wrong keybind. So, got my boiler here. So, if you guys did enjoy this comeback to my series, I'm gonna make this go somewhere, I promise. Then make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you feel that you would come back. And yeah, we just take a look inside this GUI here. I will move this later, but yeah, we're going to need to supply this with water and fuel to get our first power and hopefully move towards the electric age here. We'll go ahead and claim that redstone. It'll probably be useful later. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. I love messing up my video quality. Note next time, Half of my video will actually be watchable. I was just tweaking my OBS settings, and I actually found something that works. Because apparently, for the rest of my video, my bitrate was at like 4,000 or something, which is god awful. So if you don't watch half of this video, then I don't blame you. So yeah, that's just a note.